Hello, welcome to TED Radio. My name is Miss Olivero.
And I am Miss Bursaloğlu. We are here today as part of our World Scholars Cup Club.
WSC increases the students' understanding about different subjects and social issues.
Our goal is to motivate students of all backgrounds and to discover new strengths and practice new skills.
We aim to inspire a global community of future scholars and leaders.
With that being said, in our club, we debate, we research, and we, as a whole team, try to come up with possible solutions to existing problems.
And that's why we're here today.
Two of our team members will be sharing a very important topic with us, in hopes of raising awareness on a crucial matter, which is being a stray animal.
We'll discuss everything there is to know about being a feral cat or a dog living out in the streets.
Thanks for joining us.
Now, let's welcome our co-host to further discuss this important topic.
Hello, my name is Layla. I'm from 5C.
Hey, I'm Natalie Davey and I'm from 6C.
And we're here today to talk about the issues stray animals face and ways to help solve them.
Our first topic on our list today is adoption. By adopting an animal, we agree to care for the animal's needs like eating, drinking, and a safe place to live. We also need to understand the fact that they are as diverse as us behavior-wise.
Adopting animals is so important because animals are in need for a home because they get mistreated on the streets, which brings us to our next topic, mistreating animals.
The mistreatment of animals is a cruel and unjust concept that includes numerous forms of abuse such as physical abuse and starving the animal. Doing any form of abuse to any animal will cause it to mistrust humans and traumatize it.
A lot of kids suffer from abuse by their parents, so imagine what kids feel is what animals experience when mistreated.
Adding on to your point, animals may not have the same mental capacity as us, but they are intelligent enough to read our body language and react to it, not to mention the fact they can be trained to hunt, herd, and comfort us as therapy animals.
And that's why we should also consider animals' homes and shelters. Have you ever thought about the importance of offering animals a safe and loving place to live? Think about the animals in Turkey. There is more than 10 million stray animals all over our country.
Before we move on, I would like to add that some dogs have been trained to back up soldiers in war, while others are trained to guard or to help cops track down criminals. Now moving on to our next topic, animal abandonment.
Animal abandonment is a big issue around the world because many people think of pets as accessories and it causes them to not take full responsibility. Shelters also spay and neuter animals to help decrease population growth, provide a home, and offer them for adoption.
Continuing, abandoning animals causes a rise in stray animal populations, which will cause more issues. I also agree with the idea of shelters helping keep populations in check. We can also bring strays to the shelters to have a better chance of being adopted.
Moving on, you might be wondering how to adopt an animal from a nearby shelter. I do believe you should do your own research on what the shelter has you do or what they do with the animals when they don't get adopted in a certain amount of time.
Depending on the shelter, you could do an on-the-spot adoption procedure unless the animal has been claimed already by somebody else. Other shelters will have you fill out plenty of paperwork, not to mention an application as well, before having you wait until they call you. Moving on to what shelters do if animals aren't adopted in a certain amount of time.
Some shelters put them in foster homes, while others will send out a notification online saying if these animals aren't adopted in 20 days, we will put them down.
A synonym for put down would be euthanize. Putting an animal down often happens in this order. The vet tranquilizes the animal before injecting them with a death-inducing drug called euthanasia. This is often painless. That's a short explanation. Finished. I yield the floor to Layla.
Moving on to our next topic, organizations that will help stray animals. A few you could donate to or join are DAW, AWI, etc. These organizations allow you to help animals both locally and internationally. DAW is one example of a non-profit animal welfare foundation that is known for helping animals on the verge of death and help give them a second chance at life. Moving on to our next topic, vaccinations.
Either before or after you adopt an animal, you should always check if they already have their shots. If they already do, you have almost nothing to worry about. If they don't, you should pay to get them their shots. However, if you don't check if they have the necessary shots, your pet is more at risk of fatal diseases and is less likely to survive. Said diseases. Many dogs and other pets are bred for looks rather than health, which not only plays a role in this, but also brings us to our next topic, pet breeders.
Depending on the breed and the breeder you buy it from, you could get a pet with horrible health conditions but good looks, or a risk of good looks and bad looks but good health, if you buy it from a breeder who breeds for help.
To conclude this, awareness is one of the biggest issues out of all of these. Most people would pass by the stray animal without a second glance or thought and continue their day as normal.
Sadly, we do indeed believe that the largest barrier in the lack of understanding between us humans and stray animals.
This is Natalie from 6C.
Thank you, Natalie and Leila, for all the valuable information you've shared with us so far. We know that you probably have so many other questions.
And we're going to be answering them for you right here, right now. Let's hear our fellow members out. On to you, Natalie.
Number 1, what happens to stray animals that are not adopted from shelters? If they are not adopted in a given amount of time, they are put down. In some cases, they are sent to a foster home where they enter in adoption programs.
How can we create awareness? Join communities that help strays, volunteer animal welfare organizations, adopt, don't shop, raise awareness on cruelty, feed and care for stray animals, call a vet, shelter, and a municipality if you see an injured animal.
What is the best way to approach stray animals? Always approach animals slowly and with caution while speaking in a calm, gentle voice. Never try to scare or chase a stray animal. Do not try to hand feed them. Always act with caution.
What are the different types of shelters? Municipal shelters, private shelters, no-kill versus open admission shelters, rescue organizations, bring home a rescue pet.
Are pet breeders part of the problem? Breeders' obsessions with pure bloodlines lead to inbreeding. This causes painful and life-threatening disabilities in purebred dogs, including crippling hip dysplasia, blindness, deafness, heart defects, skin problems, and epilepsy. Many of the pets people get from breeders and on the streets. Many breeders only care about money.
Does the U.S. have a stray dog problem? On any given day in the United States, there are an estimated 70 million homeless dogs and cats struggling to survive.
Natalie, I would like to actually ask you a question, as you're from the United States.
Yes.
What happens to stray animals in USA?
Each year, approximately 920,000 animals are euthanized. 390 dogs and 530,000 cats. Approximately 4.1 million shelter animals are adopted each year, 2 million dogs and 2.1 million cats. About 810,000 animals that enter shelters as strays are returned to their owners. 710,000 dogs and 100,000 cats.
Why are there so many stray animals in the U.S.? The main reason animals are in shelters, owners give them up, or animal control finds them on the street. Each year, approximately 2.7 million dogs and cats are killed every year because shelters are too full and there aren't enough adoptive homes. Act as a publicist for your local shelter so pets can find homes.
And how about the UK? Does the UK have a stray dog problem, Natalie?
Stray dogs are generally homeless or otherwise known as dogs without owners. It is estimated that there were 42,292 stray dogs across the UK in 2021, according to a stray dog survey by Dogs Trust. This is a significant figure.
And Leila, we've been wondering, what happens to stray animals in the UK?
They are usually taken to the local pound, or if the council doesn't have one, private holding kennels, where they stay safe for 7 days while the authorities wait to see if the owner will come and reclaim them.
That sounds amazing. Natalie, what about Turkey then?
Turkey is a country known for its love of stray animals, but nowadays the discussion is more about safety. Amid the increasing numbers of reports that describe similar attacks by stray dogs against passerby, the debate has shifted from the love of animals to the dangers of unattended dogs and cats.
A recent survey conducted by Turkey's Interior Ministry has revealed that the majority in Turkey do not find stray animals dangerous. According to the survey, only 34.3% of the Turkish population see stray animals as a threat, while 45.1% do not find them dangerous.
The survey has also revealed that attacks by stray animals were rare. When asked whether they had ever been attacked by stray animals, 61.8% of the participants answered no.
In the survey, participants were asked if stray animals should be left where they are or taken to shelters. Some 39.3% said they should be taken to shelters, while 45.1% said they should be left where they are.
Turkey has been seeking a solution to the problem of stray cats and dogs on the street for many years. Unneutered dogs are one of the main issues for the increase of numbers in dogs on the street. It is much easier to adopt a dog in Turkey compared to many other countries. Even dogs that were classified as dangerous breeds could be easily adopted before the regulation on dangerous breeds came into force in January.
Dogs often bought from pet shops are left in mountainous areas and places far from city centres when their owners are unable to provide adequate care. People buy dogs as puppies at the beginning of the summer and leave them somewhere at the end of the season. Unable to find due care, these dogs eventually adapt to street life.
Some municipalities do not even have shelters. Stray dogs and cats are left at the mercy of people in the private clinics.
And how about the law? What does the law say about it?
In Turkey, according to Article 64 of the Animal Protection Law number 5199, which came into force in 2004, it is essential that sterilized, vaccinated, and rehabilitated stray animals are released back into the environment where they were taken from after they are registered.
Animal rights associations and some animal lovers are skeptical of shelters, arguing that municipalities cannot accommodate so many stray dogs and the existing shelters do not have sufficient facilities.
Thank you very much for all that valuable information you have given us so far, ladies. With that all being said, I am wondering, Leila, are dog-free streets even possible?
We see examples of this in some European countries. For example, the Netherlands became the world's first country to be free of stray dogs. There have been no dogs on the streets in the country since 2019.
The Netherlands has a general animal welfare law that regulates the rules on how animals should be kept. In addition, dog owners were obliged to microchip their dogs in 2013. If the dog with the chip goes for a walk and gets lost, it is quickly found thanks to the chip.
Cats and dogs found on the road without chips are reported by people, and the stray animals are taken to a shelter by specialists. Municipalities are legally responsible for caring for stray dogs or cats for at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, the responsibility passes to the shelters.
Pet owners in Germany also have to pay a dog tax between 72 euros and 186 euros, $79 and $204. If the breed is among the dangerous breeds, this tax can go even higher. It is obligatory for dogs considered dangerous to wear muzzles when in public or private spaces.
Thank you very much for all that information. But we are also wondering, how many homeless animals are there in Turkey right now?
According to official figures, it is estimated that the number of street animals is around 10 million in Turkey.
Well, that's amazing. We actually hope that this problem is solved and one day we can be like the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, I do agree. like actions need to be taken on this matter.
Definitely, yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, guys, I wanted to share with you that in our busy lives, we never give a second thought to the stray animals, such as cats and dogs wandering around our neighborhoods.
What we also forget is that we, as humans, have a huge responsibility to help care and pay attention to the needy and helpless creatures who solely depend on us.
And remember, we can all make a difference. Don't ignore them because our ignorance makes them victims of starvation, disease, and human cruelty.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you for joining us today.
So see you next time.